Hello everyone, welcome to Bright Lab Tutorials. Today we will learn about factoring quadratics or factoring trinomials. Factoring trinomials is an equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant. In our example, x squared plus 6x plus 8. Our A is 1, our B is 6, and our C is 8. First, we have to find the product of A and C. In this case, it's 1 times 8 will give us 8, and our B is equal to positive 6. In factoring trinomials, we have to find two numbers whose product is equal to 8. So, let's find the factors of 8. So that will be 1 times 8 and 2 times 4. By the way, you have to look for the signs of the terms in the trinomial. First, we have to look for the signs of the last term. In this case, we have positive 8. And the sign of the middle term, which is positive 6. So therefore, we have to look for two numbers whose sign is both positive. So we have to find two numbers whose sum will give us positive 6. So in this case, it's just 2 times 4. Okay, so we get 2 and 4 as the factors of 8 that will lead us to the sum of 6. So therefore, the factors will be, first let's put two parentheses. Let's get the factors of x squared. That is x and x. And since the last term is positive and also the middle term, so therefore you have to get positive 2 and positive 4. Now, to check if our answer is correct, we have to use the FOIL method. So first, x times x gives us x squared. Outer, x times 4 will give us positive 4x. Inner, which is 2x. And then last, 2 times 4 give us 8. Combining like terms, 4x plus 2x, we'll just copy the first term, which is x squared plus the sum of this term, 6x plus 8. So therefore, the factors of x squared plus 6x plus 8 is x plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 4. For our next example, x squared minus 8x plus 15. Our a here is 1 and our c is 15. So again, we have to find the product of a and c. So 1 times 15 will give us positive 15. And our b here is negative 8. All right, first we have to check the signs of the terms. So in the last term, we have positive sign number. And in the middle term, we have a negative sign number. So therefore, we have to find two numbers whose product will give us positive 15. And since the middle term is negative, we have to get both negative numbers. So for this number, 15, we have to get the factors, which is negative 1 times negative 15, negative 3 times negative 5. Well, that's all the factors of 15. Okay, now which of the numbers here will give us the sum of negative 8? And that is negative 3 and negative 5. So these are the numbers that we'll be using for our factors. So again, we'll write two parentheses and get the factors of x squared, which is x and x. And we'll just write negative 3 and negative 5. Now again, to check, we have to use the FOIL method. So first, x times x is x squared. Outer, x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Middle or inner, negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And then last, negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. Okay, so combining like terms, we have negative x squared minus x 8x plus 15, which is the same as the given. So therefore, the factors of this one is x minus 3 times the quantity of x minus 5. Okay, for factoring x squared minus 6x minus 7, again, let's find our product of a and c. Okay, so our a is 1 and c is negative 7. So a times c gives us negative 7. Our b is negative 6. Okay, again, let's look at the signs of the terms here. So the last term has a negative sign, and the middle term is also negative. Okay, once you have a negative sign in the last term of the trinomial, the factors for this one will be a positive number and a negative number. So first, let's find the factors of negative 7, whose sum will give us to negative 6. So factors of negative 7 will be negative 1 times positive 7, or positive 1 times negative 7. Are there any other factors of negative 7? There's none. So therefore, let's find the sum that will lead us to a negative 6. In this case, it will be positive 1 and negative 7. So finding the factors, again, have to put two parentheses and find the factors of x squared, which is x and x. And then we'll have to add positive 1 and negative 7. Again, to check if our answer is correct, we'll do the FOIL. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. 1 times x is positive x. And positive 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. Adding like terms gives us x squared minus 6x minus 7. Therefore, x plus 1 times the quantity of x minus 7 is the factor of the given example. Okay, for our next example, 3x squared plus 8x plus 5. This time, our a is not equal to 1, but greater than 1. So how do we factor a trinomial whose a is greater than 1? Okay, same method, we have to find our product of a and c. In this case, it's 3 times 5 will give us 15. And our b is positive 8. Okay, I'll be teaching you a method that will make all factoring to be easier for all of you. And that is the x method. We'll just write a big X here on the side. And then here on top, we'll have to put the product of A and C, which is 15. And below here, will give us, we'll have to write the coefficient of X, which is, in this case, it's 8. Now, again, look at the signs of the third term. It's positive. And so is the middle term, positive. So therefore, we have to find the factors of 15 that will give us the sum of 8. In this case, it's both positive, so we'll find two positive numbers. So factors of 15 is 3 and 5. 3 times 5 gives us 15. 3 plus 5 will give us 8. So therefore, these are the numbers that we're looking for. Okay, remember we have a to be equal to 3. So therefore, we have to divide this two numbers by the coefficient of x squared, which is, in this case, it's 3. And then reduce this to lowest term. So this will give us 1 over 1. This one is already in the lowest term. Now, to find the factors of this trinomial, okay, so first we have to get the number below, okay, which will be the coefficient of x. So in this case, it will be 1 times x. And then this one, positive 1. And then the other factor will be, we'll get the number below, which is 3, which is will be the coefficient of x, and then plus 5. Okay, now normally we don't write 1x plus 1, so we'll just have to write x plus 1. Now to check whether this answer is correct, we'll use the FOIL method. So x times 3x will give us 3x squared. X times 5 will give us 5x. 1 times 3x will give us positive 3x. And 1 times 5 will give us 5. Okay, combining like terms, 5x plus 3x. So we'll just write 3x squared plus combine this one. So it will give us 8x plus 5. So we can say that our answer is correct. The factors of the given is x plus 1 times 3x plus 5. Okay, for our next example, 2x squared minus 15x plus 7. Right, again, we have to find our a times c. In this case, it's 2 times 7 gives us positive 14. And then our b is negative 15. Okay, using the x method, we'll have to write our a and c, the product of a and c, which is 14, and our b here, which is negative 15. Now, we have to look for factors of 14 that will give us negative 15. But before that, you have to look at the signs of the last term. It's positive, and the sign of the middle term is negative. So therefore, the two numbers that we're looking for are both negative. So for the factors of 14, it will be negative 1 and negative 14. Okay, negative 1 times negative 14 will give us positive 14, and negative 1 plus negative 14 will give us negative 15. So therefore, these are the two numbers we're looking for. Again, we have to divide it by the coefficient of x squared, which is 2. And also this one with 2. This is already in the lowest term, while here we have to reduce it, so it will be negative 7 over 1. Okay, to get the factors, we'll have to get the number below to be the coefficient of x. So in this case, it's 2x. And then just add negative 1. Then for the other factor, we'll have 1. We have to get this number as the coefficient of x, which is 1x or simply x, and then add negative 7. Again, to check if our answer is correct, we'll have to use the FOIL method. So we have to multiply 2x times x. That's 2x squared. 2x times negative 7 is negative 14x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. And negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. So again, we have to combine these two like terms. So we have 2x squared minus 15x plus 7. So therefore, this is the factor of the given example. Okay, for our last example, we have 12x squared plus 5x minus 3. Again, let's find our product of a and c, which is 12 times negative 3 is negative 36, and our b is positive 5. So using again the x method, we'll write ac here, which is negative 36, and for below will be b, which is positive 5. Look at the signs of the last term. It's negative. So therefore, the two numbers that we're looking for will be a negative and a positive number. Let's look for the factors of negative 36. Negative 36, that will lead us to a sum of positive 5. So that will be 9 and negative 4. Okay, 9 times negative 4 is negative 36, and 9 plus negative 4 gives us a positive 5. Again, we have to divide this by the coefficient of x squared, which is 12. Same is true with this number. Reduce them. So this is divide both by 3. We'll have 3 over 4. And then this reduced by dividing both by 4 will have negative 1 over 3. So therefore, the factors will be, again, the number below will be the coefficient of x is 4x plus 3. And then in this case, 3x minus 1. Again, to check whether our answer is correct, we'll use the FOIL method. Okay, so first we'll multiply the first. 4x times 3x will give us 12x squared. 4x times negative 1 is negative 4x. 3 times positive 3 is positive 9x. And positive 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Okay, combining like terms, we'll have 12x squared. Positive 4 plus 9x will give us positive 5x. And then minus 3. So therefore, this is the factor of the given example. I hope you learned something today. If you're new here, please don't forget to click that subscribe button for more math tutorials. Thanks for watching this video.